All right, I've been asked about how I clean my used Agar cups. I got two here that I'm going to clean because I have some really good rhizomorphic ones, and these were, I was doing Agar to Agar, and these didn't come out too hot. I could, they could be used here, you know, transfer from here, and they're not bad, but I got a bunch that are so much better that I'm not going to use these. So first thing I do is I dump this out. Usually I dump this in the trash, straight in the trash quickly, so I don't get any of this out in the open. But that's the thing about making videos. I break my own rules. So then I do that in the trash. I just stick my finger in underneath like that and scoop it out, dump it in the trash. Now I'm going to dump this in the trash. Then I'm going to wash my hands with 70% alcohol. And some soap, dishwashing soap. Some people like to use antibacterial soap, that's fine. But here's the thing. We are going to be pressure cooking this the next time. But you don't want stuff in here. Plastic is a bit porous. So here's what I do. I take a clean paper towel. I don't use sponges or anything for obvious reasons, or reasons that should be obvious. Reasons that should be obvious. And I use that as my sponge. Get a good bit of soap in there. And I clean it. I make sure I get into that corner over there, pushing some paper towel in there. And also make sure I get into these crevices here. So I do that. I do the same thing with this. Crevices, all these little crevices and the sharp angles. Do the same with the next one. I don't mind doing this at all. Some people may not like to be washing their petri dishes or their cups, agar cups. I don't care. Make sure I pinch here to scrape anything that may be in here. And then I'm not going to use this anymore. Now we rinse. Making sure that I get all the soap out, that it doesn't feel slippery. So we do that. And I'm just setting them aside. I don't want soap over here. The same. Sometimes I have a bunch of them to clean. I just put them all to the side and do this one step at a time. Like I would do the soaping on a bunch of them, then set them aside. So after I wash them with soap, I spray them with alcohol. Make sure you spray the threads here and inside. The threads in here. Make sure that gets sprayed. It may not be necessary. Most probably not. You can just stay with the soap because they're going to go into the microwave afterwards. If they've had contamination, then definitely use alcohol just in case. Okay, so now is when we fill them with water and put them in the microwave. Now, I didn't used to do this, but I thought it might be a good idea. Since I'm going to put these away, I am going to pour a little bit of water in here, like a bit more than, like up to the line where hold on, like up to here, where the threads start. So I fill that up. And then put the cap back on, but set it up as if I'm gonna pressure cook it. All the way down, and then about a quarter turn. Loosen it about a quarter turn. And do this with all of them. See, about that much water. Make sure you're not crossing the threads and making a snap or get caught. Set these aside. Now, what I do is I put them all on a dish like this, and I put them all around and on top if I have more. This goes into the microwave for 2 minutes. It makes the water boil. It'll sanitize them. It won't really sterilize them at all, but it's going to be a lot better. So when I put them away, if there was anything in there, it'll kill it right away. Then, of course, afterwards, they go in the pressure cooker and all that stuff. But what I'm doing is getting them as clean as I can for storage, right? All right, so they actually started boiling at around a minute 20. So depending on the microwave, you may not need 2 minutes. 1 minute, 1 minute and a half, but I let them run for 2 minutes. So now we dry them up. Try not to get burnt. And again, I dry them in here. Pinch that in the sharp corners down there. Feels a little bit softer because of the heat. Now the only other thing to point out is that when I do put them away, I do the same thing. I don't leave them tight, because if they're still hot and they make pressurize and stuff, also if there's still some bit of humidity, so I leave them a little bit loose so they can evaporate that humidity when I put them away. I also save them in a big gallon freezer type Ziploc, and so that they're not exposed while they're drying. Oh, got it wet again. And that's it. That's what I do to clean my PP5 cups or petri dishes. Hope this helps.